All right, thanks, guys. Not going to lie to you. Slept through my alarm today. A little sleepy, a little tired. Did not get up on time. And because of that, you're going to suffer. Because I did not do MLB baseball today. But, hey, what are you going to do? I'm a human being. And I got to go to this shitty job. Can't all make YouTube videos for a living like some folks out there. But anyway, happy Friday to you. It's already here. Getting my Friday started off like a Monday, but hey, the extra couple hours of sleep definitely felt good. But did cost us an MLB upload today. But anyway, welcome to the show. Recapping yesterday, pretty even Steven. We went 10-10 in MLB in Orleans there, 1-1 in the NHL. Completely got wiped out in NBA and Patreon. We did pick up a win in Patreon, but the problem was we had 3 plays circulating, so it's going to drop me down to 6-2 in my last 8 daily best plays and 7-2 in our last 9 hockey plays. So most folks would say 75% in your last 8 plays is acceptable. Not for me. We wanted to do a lot better than that. We wanted to run that thing up. But anyway, 6-2 in our last 8 daily best plays, 7-2 in our last 9 hockey plays. Let's go ahead and get into some NBA action. And we're talking about the Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto at Milwaukee. And that's going to be an 8:30 Eastern tip-off in that matchup there. Like I said, a little sleepy today. Might have to go to Wawa, get a coffee. Aunt Rod, that's for you. Once again, Toronto at Milwaukee, 8:30 Eastern tip-off in Milwaukee. The Bucks open -9, total 214. We're seeing a slight fade of Milwaukee on the spread down to 6.5. Total moved up to 216. So once again, Milwaukee open -9 down to 6.5. Total open 214 up to 216 even. 52% of the consensus is leaning toward the Raptors. 61% of the consensus is shaded toward the over. Right now, Toronto's plus 240 on the money line. Now, if you like Toronto to bounce back in this spot, being down 1-0 in this series, I just got to remind you, they are 21st in offensive rebounding in the NBA. They've also failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7 playoff games. They're 1-5 straight up in their last 6 taking on Milwaukee, dating back to last season. So if you're into historical trends, not only this year have they struggled with Kawhi, but last year they struggled without Kawhi as well. Just really as an organization, getting pounded by these Milwaukee Bucks, getting mounted like a deer in rut. Once again, the Raptors are just 1-5 straight up in their last 6 taking on Milwaukee. They've also failed to cover in 5 out of those 6 games as well. A couple more things to add about Toronto. They're covering just 44% of their games on the road. They're also covering 40% of their games following a day off. And final thing to note, they've covered just 15 out of 37 games taking on teams over 550. So when taking on teams over 550, taking on those elite kind of top tier teams, they have not been able to get the job done against the number. Once again, Toronto covering in just 15 out of 37 games, taking on teams over 550. Now, on the other side, we're looking at a completely different story. This Bucks team has been unbelievable. Milwaukee Mike Jones is probably just dancing and shimmying and doing all kinds of crazy stuff all day long because his team is crushing it, probably doing the robot and all that stuff because Milwaukee Mike's team is crushing it right now. They're 4-1 against the spread, taking on Toronto this year. They're also covering 67% of their games following a day off. And another thing to add, this is a really impressive stat. So Milwaukee has covered 70% of their games in their matchups that tipped off at the current number. So once again, they are 70% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current point spread. Milwaukee ranks first in scoring, first in offensive rebounding, and they are first in defensive field goal percentage as well. Putting it together on both sides of the court, their opponents are averaging just 42% from the field on average this year. A couple more final things to note about Milwaukee. They are 22-12 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. So once again, where Toronto fell short in that category, Milwaukee has been excellent covering the number against those top tier teams, and a lot of times they were laying the points in those spots. And last but not least, Milwaukee is a very impressive 29-16 against the spread as the official home favorite. Now, scoring-wise, Milwaukee is 67% to the under in their last 6. Toronto, on the other side, 11-3 to the under in their last 14. So 11 out of their last 14 stayed under the line. They're also 6-1 to the under in their last 7 when traveling. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Milwaukee -6 and the under 216 in that matchup there. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Happy Friday to you. Once again, I apologize for sleeping in. It's going to cost us a Major League Baseball download today, so I hope you guys forgive me. Completely unprofessional, very, very human of me to sleep through my alarm and not wake up. But that just reminds you that I'm just a normal guy. I'm just like you. I'm just a normal guy getting up at 4 a.m. typically every day and filming in front of a TV screen and writing stuff in a notebook. Just a normal, average guy that gets his coffee and hoagies at Wawa. Wawa, man, what a great topic of conversation. If any of you know any execs at Wawa, let them know, man. We're giving them great plugs on this show. But anyway, gotta remind you guys to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, we did just go 1 and 2 in our 3 premium plays yesterday, so that is not the standard. That's not something that we aim to accomplish there. We want to go 100% on that site. So we went just 1 and 2 in our Patreon picks. It drops us to 6 and 2 in our last daily. It drops us to 6 and 2 in our last 8 daily best plays. So still on a little bit of a heater when it comes to the DBP. We're also 7 and 2 in our last 9 hockey plays. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. There's also a couple really, really good good records for me in some other categories. So you definitely want to check that out. My record is a part of the free content. So you don't have to pay to visit the site. There is plenty of free content there. But patreon.com/BrockPage, as I have a huge fiance hair in my beard. That is disgusting. Was that just dangling there the whole podcast? Gross. But anyway, 6 and 2 in our last 8 daily best plays, 7 and 2 in our last 9 hockey plays. Patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below there. And got to give the shout outs now. The controversial shout outs. Got to show some love to my loyal supporters, my good friends out there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Got to say what's up to my man, Paul Lopez. Also got to give a shout out to IREC, also known as my good friend Hector. Milwaukee Mike Jones, getting ready for tonight. Milwaukee Mike, let us know what you're doing in the comments section below. For tonight, probably working at the Pfizer Forum, which is the home arena of Milwaukee. So I would say, if I had to take a guess, Milwaukee Mike probably working an early shift at the Forum, and then going to go home and maybe get medicated with maybe a little whatever, and watch the game and enjoy that. Got to give a shout out to Sack Learns. Also got to say what's up to the longest name in YouTube history, the Sauce Sensei Master Drip Lord. That's my guy right there. Sauce Sensei Master Drip Lord, staying drippy on the sauce, whatever that means. That was stupid. Got to give a shout out to Terry Warren, Jimmy Big Johnson, the Proline Master. Check out his YouTube page. The Proline Master, good friend of mine, does some pics of his own. Check out his channel. Really, really good stuff. Good stuff there. That's the Proline Master. Got to give a shout out to Justice C. Jerry, we the best. No, Jerry, you're the best. My man, Jerry, we the best. What's going on? Shout out to Aunt Rod, my man Aunt Rod from South Jersey, probably from Pleasantville or Egg Harbor. No, nobody wants to be from Pleasantville, but Little Egg Harbor, maybe Absecon, Ventnor, or maybe just in Atlantic City. Who knows? Definitely Definitely not. I don't think Cherry Hill's considered south. Maybe it is. It's across the bridge, Cherry Hill, something like that. But anyway, yeah, Rod, you don't have to tell us where you're from. South Jersey is a nice community itself. So anyway, Aunt Rod, Aunt Rod, I broke 6 years ago. I broke down on the AC Expressway. Of course, after my gambling trip. So I was broke, man. Just broke. And my car broke down, and they towed me to Pleasantville, to Gunther's in Pleasantville. And they quoted me like thousands of dollars worth of like repairs. I didn't have it. And I was literally like, who wants to buy this car right now? And I sold my car right there on the spot at Gunther's in Pleasantville. And man, I'll tell you, it was a very interesting trip. Pleasantville, if you're from there, God bless you, because it was a very interesting experience being towed to Pleasantville, having no transportation. But anyway, Aunt Rod, what's going on? Got to give a shout out to my man Zeus 00, and last but not least, my good friend Real Mick and Jen, who actually challenged Mick to an arm wrestling match, which I was being totally facetious because Mick is a beast, and he would totally kill me and probably snap my arm like a twig. So anyway, shout outs to you guys. Let's go ahead and slide into some NHL. I'm really, where's my remote? I'm really dragging this on because I totally dissed you guys and slept in today and have no Major League Baseball for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at some NHL action. Just want to give a quick shout out to the guys who were very active in our NHL videos. Josh Merriweather, who told me to don't sleep on the Bees. He was right. Do not sleep on Boston. Sweep in the conference finals. Congratulations to the Bruins. They're going to the Cup. Got to give a shout out to my man, the U-Dog, Ulysses Hayes. Also, Paul Lopez and my man, Jerry Watkins. All right, let's take a look at this game. We have San Jose at St. Louis, 8 o'clock